So we're still in the first part of the pre-shot routine, which is deciding on the shot that we're actually going to hit. And we started off talking about using the parachute method as a way of ensuring that we were never in the rough, or never in the lake, or never in the ditch, or in the trees. All those places that most of us are very familiar with. Now, it was a while after again, I'm not quite sure that I discovered it, but I'm pretty sure that I invented it in this way for these reasons. And I certainly have called this the parachute method. This is my concept. But when I heard this on the golfing channel, it really gave me a strategy, or even you might want to call it a belief, in how well this works and how mathematically correct it is. Now, here is the facts that I heard. They may not be accurate to the foot, but they're pretty close. So what it was that they took the statistics from an average set of tour players, and they were talking about how close they got to the pin from the fairway and from the rough with different clubs on average. So with and we're just talking distance here, so it's not important what clubs were hit, but from 100 to 125 yards, we're talking about 6 foot, and from the rough it was about 14 foot. And obviously the further we got away from the hole, the further away we got from the hole as well, from the hole on the green. And these are roughly the figures that we got. Now here's the interesting thing. So these are tour players. These are experts at the game. These are people that know how to hit the ball. Now it's the same challenges that you're going to have in the rough. Rough adds challenges as distance adds challenges. But the interesting thing was that the pros from the rough, and we don't know, again, from this fact, we don't know whether there was a tree in the way, we don't know if there was a lake in the way, we don't know the degree of difficulty, and to some degree we don't know the degree of difficulty here, but obviously any shot from the fairway has a lesser degree of difficulty, and this really shows up here. So from this distance here, 200 to 225, we were as good from the fairway as we were with a wedge in our hand from the rough, from 100 yards. Now for me, that is quite a dramatic statistic that ultimately for me holds the belief that any shot from the fairway is better than one from the rough. And it's obvious, we've got more control. We're probably more likely to have a firmer stance, more likely to have a flatter stance. We've got less imponderables. We've got, obviously we would hope that if we were in the fairway we wouldn't have hazards that we avoid hitting, but as soon as we go in the rough we have trees and things to avoid hitting. So if you add the fact that we want to play fearless golf, so we want to play fearlessly. The reason that we want to play fearlessly is that our body flows better. There's less anxiety. Less anxiety means that we're more fluid. The muscles move easier. It's easier to move in rhythm. If we play fearless golf using the parachute method, it says quite clearly that our opportunities to get to the green increase massively because we're hitting from the fairway to the rough. So for me, this kind of like suggests that if you can take all of these aspects and try and get over that ego desire to try and hit great long drives, it's to understand that just hitting long drives won't give you the end result that you're after, if that's handicap or score. Playing a statistical game, but then, and this is the crucial thing here, begin to enjoy that game. Enjoy the fact that you're putting all of this thought in there. I was playing in a Pro-Am in France with some really good friends, long way back now, and I'd really hit probably one of the longest drives I've ever hit, and there's a par 5 with a lake to carry, and they stopped me. I mean, physically stopped me taking the wood that I wanted to take. When I went, I was so angry that they'd done that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. That then I hit a wedge to stay short and nearly shanked the thing. There was so lacking of focus. But then I got the focus back and put everything back into it, had the right club in the hand, then put it on the green and made par, which with a shot gave the team a point. So, you know, if we can really understand that we want to enjoy this, it's not a frustration, it's not a rain, it's not trying to rein us in, it's the way it should be played statistically. But then to enjoy how you do that, and just do this once or twice, just to see whether your scores do dramatically come down. Obviously, you've got to know your stats for each club, and you've got to know your spread pattern, or have some idea. You should have a pretty good idea. You should have a pretty good gut feeling about whether this is the club that's going to keep you safe and you can make that shot. And of course, it's going to depend on what actual handicap and what skills you've got. But go and try this. Play golf fearlessly. Use the parachute method. Accept all these beliefs, and then see what you get at the end of the day. I'll be very interested to hear when you get back on that course, hopefully within a couple of weeks. Let me know what results you get. Lots more to go in the pre-shot routine. We'll be back tomorrow, and in the meantime, stay safe.